So, good morning, good evening, and a very good afternoon to each and every one of you. Of course, we are back here live and direct. I can prove it. I can preach myself, and that actually hurts. We are streaming across all the platforms. That's Facebook. Oh, remember Facebook. The artist formerly known as Twitter, which is now X, and of course Yahoo. Now, just a couple of things, a bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, we're not giving you financial advice, and actually, there's no financial advice on what we're about to talk about. As Gabriel just reminded me. But if you're wanting to be mentored or spoken to, or advised or directed, the email is in the description box. So if you're looking at Ricardo to be your mentor, or maybe it's Gabriel, don't look at me for mentorship. I'm not going to. Well, actually, I will mentor you. But just send us an email, and we'll do our best to support you in any which way possible. Now, Ricardo, primo, how's your week been, man?
Been good. I've been good. First week off. My little summer holidays. I've been just busy around the house, but I'm enjoying it. It's nice to be off, but it's nice to be back to here. It's nice to be back in here. So yeah, pretty good.
And for you, Gabs?
Yeah, good week. Been a great week, right? As you get to do a lot of things that you how would you say? You wake up in the morning and say, "I've got this to do," and you get to do it and enjoy what you do. So yeah, it's been a great week. Every day is good. Every day is good.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. And just in my mind, I was thinking, actually, it feels like home. Being on this podcast, with my family, my brothers, and actually, I've got to give a quick shout out to my brother Ralph, who was on the show last week. Shame about the communication connection. You sort out your Wi-Fi, brother, man. Got to sort it out. But anyway. Now, as you can see there, we're going to be talking about, in the most part, about AI and how, personally, I'm a little bit scared about AI. A little bit scared. There are a couple of videos that we're going to show, short videos, and I think, Gabriel, shall I show the videos? I think I sent you the video that I wanted to feature.
Yeah. Show the video. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay. But before I show that video, this is the reason why I'm kind of scared about AI. Now, I went to Houston Airport 2 years ago. I was flying to Costa Rica because I've got some business interests out there, and some friends I haven't seen it in a long time. And when I landed in Houston Airport, there was something in the corner of my eye, the corner of my peripheral vision that kind of caught my attention. And if you look at this video, this is why, for me, I'm scared of automation, robotics, all that stuff. Now, in this video, you probably still can hear me. In Houston Airport, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All good.
They use these robots to clean up the airport. And I was thinking, what is that? And then for a second, I realized there's no human beings cleaning the airport. They have these machines cleaning the airport. There's automated bots just going around people and just cleaning up, disinfecting the whole airport. And that scared me to death, Ricardo. That scared me. I was thinking, oh my goodness. So I don't know how you feel about 5G, robotics, AI, Ricardo.
Well, to be honest, it's an interesting topic, and since we're going to be talking about that, because as everything has the pros and the beautiful things that this new computer collecting data can do for us, they have the downsides as well. And as you are talking about that, that beautiful video about what happened to the airport, then it just came back to my mind. My friends were in LA the other day, and they have these taxis or cabs, whatever you call it, where basically there is nobody in there. So you call them, they come back, you get inside that car, and there is no driver. You put your seatbelt on, and they will take you around the whole LA. Okay, and it's scary. I mean, it will stop at the traffic lights and move. There is no that interaction that we used to have with the cab driver. With the cab driver, which is always important, because the cab is always being the guy who knows everything happening in the city. So nobody's talking to you. It's just the steering wheel is going up and down, and you are strapping that thing, sitting there. until your destination. Man, oof, it's scary. We're going quite far with this and quite quick as well.
Yeah. Gabs, you want to say something quickly about this video, or you're not? I know you're not bothered about AI, Gabs.
No, well, I'll explain that later. I mean, the thing is, I mean, I've seen these things way back anyway. I'd be honest. To be honest, I think the human element of things is, and it, you know, it's going to make places very, very quiet. I guess you know, less people around, and that's the thing. I think that's when you look at that situation there, and I'm going, okay, fine. Yeah, I think, as you said, there's pros and cons for it. I think the fact that we are moving away from, you know, totally removing humans to do the mundane things. I'll be honest with you. What my thing is, and what I believe in, is if you've got a job that is doing something pretty mundane, literally mundane, it's just repetitive and anything like that. Expect that to be removed, and expect that AI and technology to take over that, because it's automated. It can be automated, right? That's what it is, because it's mundane. It's following the same format. It's just going to be. So if you're doing that kind of job, your job's not lasting long. So that's how I see it. And when I explain what I did, you know, because I've been in AI from, you know, since 2018. When I started, how would you say, kind of selling the idea to a company about it. So yes, there was hostile, because we were telling them how, looking at their job and saying how we can automate it using AI, right? So there was definitely some sort of hostility and reservation as to what we were doing, and we wasn't welcomed. But
yeah,
it was all about what we were telling them, and said, listen, it's not going to, your job's not going to be, it's going to be enriched, what you do, because the mundane stuff you do is going to be done by the AI, and therefore you can actually concentrate on the strategic, the creative stuff, which you probably would enjoy about your job. That's how we saw it. And that's how we did it. So that's how
yeah. So let me go into the video, which will kind of lead us on talking about the debate about AI, whether, you know, the positives and negatives about AI. And this is from a guy, again, I read his book, Start with the Why, Simon Sinek. So he gives, you know, his thoughts about AI. And I kind of agree with him at this point, but with technology moving at the pace that it is, in the future, well, listen, I'll give my opinion at the end of the video. So check out this video.
Remember when the internet showed up and people predicted the end of bricks and mortar, that there would be no more bricks and mortar stores, all shopping would be online. Well, that didn't happen. Turns out people like browsing and trying things on. Now, there are challenges to those bricks and mortar staying open from a strictly numbers standpoint, but we like going shopping. You know, we're hunter-gatherers. And so those predictions were completely wrong, even though the technology would allow for it. And this is part of the problem with technologists, and no disrespect to any of the engineers in the room, but like, technology doesn't solve human problems. Technology won't replace a friend, right? Yes, it might be able to give you some advice in hard times, but at the end of the day, to be able to sit with somebody, and if somebody's going through a hard time, to feel their hand on your shoulder, and say, don't worry, I got your back. There's no technology that's ever going to replace that. And I think a lot of the promises of AI are just that. They're promises. And very few of any of them are being realized. Right now, it's fun. It's having, and algorithms are not a new thing. Right. You know, we've had AI for a long time. It's becoming more sophisticated without a doubt. Some of it's incredible. But I think a lot of the promises are yet to be realized. So I'm kind of in a wait and see mode, but I'm also doubling down on humanity, you know, and I not to be cynical, but if we go back to the 70s and 80s, where robotics started to show up in factories, for example, and robotics kind of did a lot of harm to the livelihoods of people in blue collar jobs. they were replaced by robots. Go to a car factory, it's a lot of robots and a few people. It used to be a lot of people with few robots. And when people in those jobs said, you're destroying our livelihoods, sort of the white collar world, Wall Street and technologists said, just reskill, right? Well, AI is going to do nothing to blue collar work. Like, AI is not going to replace the baggage handler at the airport. AI is not going to replace your plumber to fix your toilet. It's just not going to happen, right? It's not going to build your house, right? Blue collar work is about as strong as it can be in the AI world. Where it's going to affect is the knowledge economy. There's going to be a lot of knowledge work that will be replaced by AI, without a doubt. Will it completely decimate it? No. Will there be new jobs created that we can't imagine? Of course. And there will be some new skill sets that we need to go build up. And yes, knowledge work is going to be the place that's going to hurt, not blue collar work. It's just that's how it went. But I do think that jobs will switch. So, for example, in my world, the writer is the king, and the editor is like meh, And I think that'll completely flop. I think AI can write a shitty first draft of a press release, but you need a person to edit it. And so I think editors, people with good editorial eyes, are going to become heroes. Like, I'm not afraid of AI. AI, like, if you said write a book in the style of Simon Sinek, it'll write a book based on what I've done.
Right.
But it has no idea what I'm thinking. It's not going to come up with the idea of, like, I'm writing a book about friendship. AI would not conceive of that. Right? So I think new ideas and looking forwards, and this is why having why and having purpose and having cause matters, because I'm always looking way ahead, going like this. AI is behind. AI is looking backwards, asking where I came from. I don't care where I came from. I care where I'm going.
Right. So that's Simon Sinek, and the thing is, nobody for sure can know the future. He's talking where we are now with AI, yeah, and like I said, from the get-go, Ricardo and Gabriel, is robotics, the technology is moving at a faster rate than the last 50 years. So absolutely. I can imagine that when you want to go and see a doctor, the person or the thing in front of you could be AI. It would be AI. And in regards, Gab, to just like you're on a production line, the work you're doing is very monotonous, very repetitive. But what about the people who are probably, on the towards the end of their working life, and they can't reskill because they're thinking, this is all I know. I rely on this job, day in, day out to provide the food, to pay the bills. And what did we say about those people there, Gabs?
Well, you have to look at history, right? You have to look at history. Look at history. What job is going to last? You know what I mean? Forever. I've been in the industry with the IT industry for what, almost 30 odd years. Yes, I'm kind of tired from it now, but I've been in the industry. I've forever, thinking to myself, where is it going? I need to go and relearn something different in order to keep me going in the industry, right? And that's what I've always done. That's how I've survived so long in the industry, right? And being able to be top paid in that as well. And that the reason being, and let's face it, I agree. The soft skills is definitely required. That was one thing. So I said to myself, okay, I knew back in the day I was dealing with hardware, right? You're in the machine room and doing thing when I first started. So then I evolved and said, where is it going? Number one is data is going to be coming. Secondly, I need to concentrate on my soft skills, because you need to be able to talk to people and gel with them and everything like that. You can't. AI can't replace that.
As of now, Gaps. As of now.
No, it can't. Not that human element of understanding. No, absolutely not. When I was doing the business analysis stuff like that, and you're talking to some of the CEOs or some of the the people that are high up and everything, and you're trying to talk and sell everything. Yeah, it's all very well. You've got all the charts and everything, and all the material that was generated. yeah, it could be generated by AI, but how you convey that message to these people needs the human element there, because they want to look at it and go, you and say, okay, you know, you've got them on board. They love what you're saying, and they've got to ask questions and all the autocad, because sometimes in the meetings, they're coming up with questions and they're chatting to this person, then they're talking to this person, and then they're trying to come up with a lot of the brainstorming's coming out of that. You can't do that with AI.
But here's the thing, all right, Ricardo, you have your characteristics that makes you Ricardo.
Yeah.
Yes. You too, Gabriel. You have your characteristics, your idiosyncrasies that makes you Gabriel.
Yeah.
Are you telling me, you know, AI cannot duplicate your characteristics that makes you Ricardo, and what makes you Gabriel?
I think when you analyze, and you go to the bit and analyze what AI is, which is basically it's a system, a computer system full of data, different data from billions and billions of people all over the world. Because this is what it is. The more data they have, the better it gets, and the quick think and the more answer or possibility can give you. So if you look up, it's like, for example, I don't know, my Alexa. Okay, so I got Alexa in my room. She does the light for me. She knows already what music I like it. You know, she does the. It is just a small bit. Yes,
right.
That's what Alexa will be learning from my data, from my stuff that will be given to her all over this year. So she asked to actually for my playlist. She asked me for my shopping. I don't give her shopping because I don't do that. But imagine people even giving then that data in shopping, so later on they could do some crazy things. So if you analyze that, it is about data and how people are putting into this system a lot of data. Yeah, I reckon that Alex, he probably can replicate us, but can give us some answer that can convince us, because it's now you can come and say, I don't know, that I was reading somebody the other day saying that a guy from work was saying AI, saying that, I can now try to book a flight using AI, because I asked AI where's the country, hottest country, where they give a kind of a specification, and the system can book and tell me where the cheapest way to get to you know what I mean? And this is now going into the travel space, right? Based on data that I've been collecting from what people want and destinations and too many things. So I think it's moving fast. I think it cannot replace that, but it can be quite close to do the stuff that we do, because it's all based on data. Of course, as the guy said, they can move forward. They need to think back in terms of what we have done based on that data. But listen, it's getting pretty close. It's getting the way I see it, in the next few years, carry on like that, it's gonna get pretty close. We're gonna see some things out there that we say, hold on.
So what you just said, just to answer your question, Alex, from my side, what I think, as Ricardo said, the data points. Think about it, the data points. So if you've got a lot of data that you fed it based on all the information about yourself, right? That is saying, right, I know all this about you, right? Now, all of a sudden, you say to it, and you're thinking, oh, right. Now, based on all that information, think of what do you think I should be thinking in for the next week or next month, because I'm totally going to think about something else. Now, do you think the AI is going to come up with something and say, yeah, oh, you should be thinking this? Oh, and then you turn around and then go, oh, actually, that's exactly what I was thinking. How did you know that? No, that's not going to happen.
So what you're saying, Gage, it cannot predict the future. No. It can only go
what you're going to be thinking about in the next, whatever it is the case may be. It can't predict that. It will probably think about based on all the information you think, and then probably follow the pattern that you've been following over and over the last few whatever times. That's fine. It can do that because you've given it all that information, right? But you want to think about something completely out of the box, which humans do at times. Guess what? That can't be. It cannot replicate that.
But is that a big part of human beings predicting and knowing and doing things that are out of character? Because, like I said, we all have behavior patterns that makes me Alex, that makes Ricardo, and Gabriel. Gabriel, we know you love going to the gym. We know we're here every single Saturday. We know we've all got business interests. We all know we are entrepreneurs. So there's basic patterns that AI can be able to pick up on. And sorry, Gabs, there's a quick question here actually. Before we still haven't gone into the main.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good.
So let's say,
what are the negatives?
What are the negatives of AI?
I'll tell you what the negatives of AI is. I'll tell you what. One of the biggest negatives of AI is I always remember this, making it the be and end all of everything. Right? It's going to solve Sinek said, right? Like it's going to solve all our problems. Now the thing is, there are companies out there who are selling that idea, and I totally disagree with it. And not even that, there are actually big companies out there who are trying to do that in order to control, right? And that is the negative of it. In order to control, and we don't want that. And then you've got information there where it controls, then it starts telling you, starts giving out, private information and things like that. Things that it's trying to come up with conversations which you think, hold on a minute, what? And it puts it out there. You know what I mean? You don't the AI controlling that. There's this Gemini which kind of does that. It's without your permission. So there's companies doing this, sort of putting the AI in there, and then a lot of people don't even know the AI is even working behind the scenes and giving out information that the individual doesn't even know about. So that's the negative of it. The control, taking it out of your control and doing what they, and making the big corporations take your data and your information for their own purpose and their own gain. That's where I think it's really bad. Yeah, absolutely.
Piggybacking what you said, Greg, I have to say, I know I have nothing to do. I'm not an expert in this field, but I think the negative is gonna be for me in the near future is gonna be the military industry. I think the military industry, we're gonna get a lot of AI in terms of weapons, in terms of staff, in terms of going to different things. That's gonna get up good and sophisticated. It's gonna be.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah,
Ricardo, in what sense? She means just like humanoids actually going to war, or intelligence? What do you mean?
Well, imagine either, but then now you probably you don't need to. I mean, we're talking about the biggest countries, the big boys who can use AI. I'm not talking about small countries. Imagine that now you will probably don't need to use that presence of the human beings going to places. So you can send drones, you can send you can send planes in these places. We would be less
putting a human there without even putting a human there.
It would be more tech. So this is gonna be like it's gonna be big for this kind of industry. It's gonna be big. I think
military and defense. 100%. They I've seen it. They want they're using it, and they want a lot of those data scientists in there doing that stuff and getting their things to do all the automated robotic stuff. You know what I mean? And they're kind of doing it because think about it. Yes, it can be done in great stuff where bomb goes into detecting a bomb, and you send a drone out, a robot out there to defuse the bomb, blah blah blah, and everything. Do you know what I mean? There's good things of it, but sometimes it can be used to it.
Yeah. Right. So now, because like 25 minutes in, and we still haven't started the main part of the debate. So before we go into that, if you are wanting to call in and have a live discussion with either one of us, you can call the WhatsApp number, which is +44 if you're calling from outside the UK. 7949-360-741. Again, that's only on WhatsApp. Gabriel, over to you.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to obviously bring up the AI, the reason being because I've had experience working in it from the day, and I think before it started getting really big, I was actually working with a company using selling the idea of AI and automating a lot of their systems, right? But having said that, I wanted them to know that, and the way I I think is that it was not going to replace their jobs. Their jobs are not going to replace. It was going to enhance. So I was coming from the angle of enhancing what you do, enriching what you do using AI. That's how I looked at it, right? I never ever thought about I want to replace you because I don't believe in that, especially if you got a very good pretty good job and you're trying to replace it using that. It's just to me that's not the thing. You know what I mean? And it's up to the company to actually buy into that. We'll say the CEO or whoever to buy into that, to understand how each of these roles the workers have, and how the AI is going to enrich them, and to make sure that they're keeping their jobs based on those, on making their job, I guess, more enriching and more satisfying. Right. All right. So, what is AI? AI is basically when machines can think, learn, and make decisions like humans, right? And they can basically do that, right? They can basically do that, and based on information, the information is fed. And because now what's happened especially to date compared to years back, is that we've got so much more data, so much more computer power, you know what I mean, and so much more storage that is just allowed AI to just go, okay, well, now we'll build business and throw all that data and everything and that processing power, that to the point it can make a decision. If you've used ChatGPT, you'll know it just makes a decision. You ask it something, it will respond back within a few seconds based on the effect. So it just shows you how quickly it gathers the question that you ask, thinks about it, and comes back with an answer. It's amazing. All right. So as I said, it uses data and patterns to solve problems, recognize speech, and also it's all based on algorithms. The different types of algorithms it uses in order to and patterns based on that. It tries to almost mimic a human brain. That's what they call another part of it's called neural networks. It uses, and it used to mimic a brain and how it thinks and goes through the patterns of thinking and coming up with the answer. Right. All right. So common forms of which is used today, like voice assistants, like Siri. I think we all know Siri. Siri's on the iPhones or on your I'd say on the Apple products. Even Google's got its own Google Assistant, as you know. The other chatbots, recommendation engines, and then you've got the recommendation engines like Netflix and Spotify, how it recommends based on what you've watched over time, and then it kind of gathers that information and recommends. So, would you like to, maybe you'd like to watch this film? And Spotify, the same with your music, it tries to suggest, okay, well, here's a playlist that you may like, blah blah blah. All right. Now, the other thing is, AI is already here. We all know that. I remember people turning around and going back in the day saying, "Oh yeah, it's just a pipe." I mean, a lot of them were telling me when I was talking about, "That's just a pipe dream." That's exactly what I got. That was a pipe dream. And I remember saying it, and I said to him, "Yeah, it's a pipe dream, is it?" Well, I'll tell you what, I'm seeing it. It's happening. And it's starting, and before you know, with technology like that, it's just going to come so fast that it will hit you in the face, right? That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Before you go, oh my God, it's here. I wasn't ready. Do you know what I mean? That's how it was. So these examples, right? Healthcare is using AI because it helps doctors diagnose diseases faster, right? Now that's all based on the information it collected over the years and putting them into the database, and then say, right now, build a bots, takes all that information, and that kind of makes sense, because when you think about it, if they feel like there's a particular thing, especially when they're using the visual aspect of it, right? They've got lens in there. If they've got something that they see something on your skin, and they're taking different pictures of it and everything like that, and they say, right, what is that diagnosis?
Yeah,
it's already in the database with all the pictures and all what the actual diagnosis or what the actual issue is, you know, or disease or skin ailment is. So it's already there. So it makes sense. Yes, you need the doctor to probably do some more prognosis and stuff like that into it, because it might be something which is slightly a bit more complex than what it is. But on the basis of it, you say blah blah blah, and then you think about it and you go, okay, maybe it's that, and you look at it, and some of the patterns are pretty, you know, they get it pretty right. They're correct, I should say.
But I wonder how many people who have been operated on, and if they knew that AI helped the doctor diagnose the illness or the disease that they had there, that they would be happy to know that AI had a say in the diagnosis. How many people do you think would be happy, Gabs, to know that AI helped the doctor?
Well, that's just, again, it's your perception, right? It's the perception, because you fear, because you've got to think about it. They've been using computer systems even before they got the AI involved. They've been using computer systems about 20, 30 years ago in the information in the database, and looking at that and going, okay, you know, maybe I'll just look at to see, because a lot is based on the knowledge they know, right? So, okay, the doctor looks at it and goes, well, and then they go, well, I'm not quite sure of that, what it is, but let me just look. Then they go back and they have a look, and just based on information that they just gather up and go, maybe it's this, blah, 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 done something. Yeah, it must be that. And now the doctor is there to just literally, you know, give it the, you know, more of the human side to it, and talk to the patient and say, listen, based on the information I've gathered and what I've seen, and I fed back and had a look, and so they've been doing that kind of thing. Now AI is just going, right, just fast forward and just saying, right, give it to me instantly.
Yeah.
I don't need to go out there and search for it. Give it to me instantly. Give it to me back.
Gabs, Ricardo wants to say something. Go on, Ricardo.
Yeah, I had to say, in terms of the doctors and stuff like that, Alex, it's also, as Gabriel said, perception. I mean, we have been brought up in a different generation, and this generation knows different things. These new guys gonna get used to more of this kind of approach than us. I'm coming from the generation where I love the doctor to come and open my mouth, and look around, and touch me here. Listen, mate, this is my generation. But the new generation, I've seen it too many times. You go to a doctor, and the doctor wear a book, open. And what? And the doctor go a book and listen to a book and look at the computer and then talk to you and don't even touch you. I said, now come on, this is not my doctor. But this new generation is coming out that they don't know anything about, I would say, the good stuff. Because if you are a doctor, I would love the doctor who come with knowledge and can see. But these doctors, they're not around anymore. This is a new generation of books, and now AI. They're going to be with a big computer, a big screen in front of them. You know, he's sitting there, they're going to type exactly what you have. And people are going to be pleased with that because they didn't know what we knew. It does make sense.
Yeah.
Remember,
So Ricardo, sorry, Gabs. So Ricardo, would you be happy before you go into the operation theater?
No.
No.
Sorry, Alex, are you talking about a robot doing the thing, or are you talking about a doctor doing it based on the information he's got from the thing?
Well,
because the thing is,
the latter. So it was going to be literally, you know, we're going into the operation theater. Here's a disclaimer. What we've, you know, for our research with the issue that you've had, AI was part of the research. And here's a disclaimer. Can you please sign this form here? Would you be happy to do that, Ricardo?
No.
Before you go in.
I want a second opinion.
You want a second opinion? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I would be the same. Yeah, I mean, it's your life on the line. I mean, it's your life on the line, and you're thinking, no.
Sorry, guys.
But the new generation, right? They're so easy with instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the way it goes.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Moving swiftly on, right? So retail, obviously, that's on the when we're on online, we come up with the retail personalized shopping suggestions. That's that's what AI is used for there. Transport, yeah. Sorry, you're gonna say something else?
No, I'm going to say to Ricardo. Ricardo said that he Alexa does his shopping list.
Yeah. There you go.
Ricardo, come on, man.
I said that, if you've got some the normal shopping lists that you have.
Oh man.
No. I said I said they always ask you. No. I mean, my shopping list is small, but they always ask you because I was talking about data. They want to know. Alexa wants to know. Do you want me to do shopping list? I said no. So, but I know some people do it.
Yeah,
but the new generation do that, right? A lot of the new generation do that. Mm-hmm. They come to the point where they just want exactly. And you're right. I mean, I don't approve of that because I want to be. I love my. How would you say? I love my independence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love my independence. I love the thing that I can control what I think or what I do. I love it. But a lot of generations, you know what I mean? I mean, even to the point where I've clean like I like to clean my house. Right? I like something to clean my house. And my son goes, Dad, why don't you get a robo? I'm looking at it. So why don't you just get a robo thing? I said, son, no. Okay. No. I like to do it. Do you know what I mean? There's something about it, because when I clean it, something about it, I feel good.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, exactly. I did that, exactly. So that's kind of thing that's satisfaction that you did it, right? So that's but the younger generation are on a different level because of what they've been introduced to when they were young. Look, transport route planning, we've got Google Maps. Listen, that stuff, that's where it's good. That's where it's good. I don't care what anyone says. That's when it's good. Fact of the matter, it's not. I don't agree with the driving business where cars driving. The things driving you, AI's driving you. No, I can't. I love to drive. Let me tell you something. But the fact that I got the look at my car and it's got the Google Maps and it tells me what's going on, and I can tell me if there's traffic way before I get to it. You've got to understand, and that's good stuff. That's really, really good. That's the real positive stuff. Yeah.
So it's telling you information in what's happened ahead of you guys. It's telling you there's an accident. There's the conditions about to change. All right. Okay.
That is. I think anybody would agree with that. You don't want to get to the traffic, and all of a sudden you're stuck in traffic, and you go, oh no, I've got to sit here for many minutes or to an hour stuck in this traffic. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's where it's going.
I'll tell you a story quickly. And this is for you to see the magnitude of this AI thing. I was flying to Cuba with a bunch of my friends. Probably one of them is here on the line, watching this podcast. And we went to Cuba, and actually his girlfriend, I didn't know that was possible. I mean, we were on the plane. We left from Manchester all the way straight to Havana, and the girlfriend is tracking the flight. The girlfriend can't see the flight on the phone, and for some reason, we end up in America because we have a medical emergency, North America, and she thought that the plane had been kidnapped. The plane disappeared from the route, and we ended up in America for a few hours from America. Then we went to Cuba. But she's tracking the flight. She can see the plane moving. I mean, you're talking about 7 or 8 hours. all right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's incredible. People do it from the phone. You can track somebody else playing from. It's crazy. It's just
it's crazy. So that's good. That's good. When I look at AI, you know, I look at now, and that as a perfect example is look, he's talking about the transport. It was obviously transport route and everything. But having said that, when my wife is driving the car, the electric car, right, driving electric car, and I don't even have to ask her, right, are you are you on your way home? Like when she's going shopping on your way home, I just have to look to see what it tells me, how many Ks she's doing, what music she's playing, and exactly where she is.
Do you need to know that, Gabriel? Do you need to know that?
Sometimes I need to do it because that means I can go. No. Sometimes I don't do it all the time. But sometimes I go because she goes, "What are you calling? Is that?" Because she goes to me, "Is that all you're calling me for? Just to see where I am." So now she don't have to call that, right? So there's that thing, and so that I can prepare. Sometimes I'm ready. I can prepare what I need to do before she comes up. Because sometimes I have to help her carry the shopping in, right? So I'm getting, making sure I'm getting ready for that as well. Because I don't want her to carry, help carry all the heavy shopping. So that's it. Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah, work, automating repetitive tasks, which you spoke about earlier, based on, and I've done, obviously a lot of that at a lot of the companies I was working at. As a consultant. All right. So, what's come out there? What's coming in with AI in 2025, 2030, right? So you've got to think about that between now and in the next 5 years. Right. So smarter automation. I've said therefore more jobs will have AI assistance or automation. I think we know I think that's a given. There's no doubt about that. So we have to think about, okay, what does that mean? What's got a lot of jobs. So a lot of jobs are gonna, that are repetitive. I mean, think about all the call centers. Think about all the call centers now. That's changing. That's all changing. A lot of that's gonna have AI assistance. Because then you're gonna need fewer people in case you actually want to talk to somebody. And here's the key, they don't even have to be in an office now. They can do it from home.
Yeah, remotely.
Call center. There you go. Right. We've got AI in education, personalized learning paths for students. Right. So therefore you talk about a person, how that individual based on what they love as a young individual, right? And what they love and what their passion is at that time and everything like that. And then you can put in the AI, and then AI will just help them and say, okay, these are the learning paths that you can do in order for it, in order for you to learn to get to a particular profession or whatever. So there's things like that now, rather than you don't always have to have the teacher telling you or having that interaction with the teacher try and tell you every information. So the teacher will be there to guide you, but he said, listen, based on the information, everything like that, have a look and see what path you're in, and then come and talk to me. Which path do you want to explore, or have a little, or maybe two paths you want to explore, and we can have a chat about it. But you can do your own research. Like, you go in there and do their own research and everything like that in order to get there.
So, right? Ricardo, your job safe education, because Go on.
No. I mean, this is education is one of the things that I think it's a 50-50 things. I do believe. I've said well, Gabriel was saying you're gonna have the teacher there, and then you're gonna have the system. So the teacher wanna I don't know, interact with the system and probably find. But I do believe, man, teachers need to think. Teachers, when you are in front of people, educating people, you need to have that common knowledge. My question is, because everything in life, we have good teachers and we have not good teachers. Not to say, right? Yeah. My question is this AI thing will probably make look good, some of them who are not good at their job because they will rely on the system. Is that make sense? When I like having teachers who can think and dedicated to the kid education, and maybe with this will enhance their knowledge and make something richer and more specific for some kids, because this is what I like about looking at a specification for certain kids. But I don't want the one that they are not as good as, and then they will rely in this system.
They get lazy. They get lazy
to look good, because teaching is a skill. I mean, teachers are unique. Education is unique. So this is my only thing with education and the system. Right.
So can I let me spin that on the head, right? Because there's teaching, right? We know there's teaching. There's teaching, which anything can, even an AI can teach you.
Yeah.
But the human element, mentoring. Right. See, as a teacher, are you mentoring as well? Do you see what I mean? That's what makes a really good teacher. Are you mentoring them? Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So anyway. So the next thing is, we've talked about so the other thing is healthcare, advances, early diseases, detection, robotic surgery, and AIDS. And that's the next thing. See, check it out, robotic surgery aid. Having said that, you've got a human, but I've seen it anyway, because they do the microscopic, like what do they call it? I'm trying to remember what the word is. They got the fine surgery they use that the human, because the human, you can imagine a human trying to do it, and it's so fine, but you've got the robot that can do it.
They've got that already, haven't they, Gabs?
Yeah, they've got it, and exactly, they got it, and it pinpoints exactly where it needs to go. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So that is an advantage. That is an advantage. As long as you've got that, I mean, as I said, as long as you've got that surgeon there. Controlling that as well, you know what I mean? You're not just like you can't be just nobody in this, no human being in the circle, and the whole thing's operating. Oh no!
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's where we're going to, man.
Yeah, but they're trying to. But I'm hoping it doesn't really go, because to me, surgery is there's definitely a human element to it that I don't think when I think about it, a robot can replace. There's just that element in terms of that understanding and everything and seeing everything, because not everything is in surgery is robotic. Absolutely not. Individuals are different. The physiology of someone can be different. Where things happen, and as I said, this is nature we're dealing with. It can be unpredictable. Right? How is that going to predict it? So, now, what I do like, I have to say, is when you talk about smarter homes, because I do like the fact that you walk in and sometimes your lights, how would you say? I use AI in the fact that I can figure out if switch my lights on from remotely, or it knows what's happening.
We need to catch a flight to Australia. I want to see it.
To switch on the light for Gabriel.
I want to see that. This is one of these. Alex, it's like a film when you open the door and the lights pop and the music starts, and the cooker from that house is like that.
Oh my goodness me!
Alex,
I like technology in that sense that it can. I'm not saying that I don't like switching on the lights or switching them off. I'm just saying that if all of a sudden I'm away from my home for like somewhere, and my house has been dark, no lights on, as a security thing, I could switch them on. There you go. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. If someone's paid that, so it appears to someone that you're home. Yeah. So like that. Anyway. Yeah, predictive energy, using that things. I think when we talk about here, we've got solar and everything like that, and predicting your energy and everything like that, how much you've used and everything like that, and then thinking to yourself, okay, what you need to do, based on the weather tomorrow, you're going to be using this amount of energy is going to be produced from the sun, blah blah blah. So things like that is great, and then you can manage your power, right? So that's the good thing. All right, next slide. Yeah. All right. So what's changing? As I said, summarizing it, some routine jobs may disappear. So be prepared for that. I think that's been going on for the last 20 odd years anyway, because I've seen it happen. New jobs will emerge that require creativity. Now look at this, right? This is where you got to think about it. There's the human touch there. Require creativity, problem solving, and then tech literacy, right? So therefore, when we talk about tech literacy, understanding tech to help you be more creative or help you problem solve, right? It doesn't give you all the answers, but it helps you. That's the enhance. It's all about enabling and enhancing what you do, right? And then there's AI will work with humans, not just replace them. And as I said, that's what we want. We want AI to work with humans, as I said, as part of enabling rather than replacing them. And people perception of replacing them, you're living in that world, then you are talking about the Terminator. And that's a very scary place to be.
Skynet, believe that, man. Skynet. Giving power to yeah. But you said it, guys. But I think Terminator is based on how can I say on the past, isn't it? Or on our, as you say, probably our imagination. We can imagine those things in the future could happen when you give power over to AI or the robots.
Correct. If you give it exactly.
Do you like Terminator, Gab? Do you like Terminator? Do you like Terminator, the movie?
I loved all the Terminator films.
Right.
Loved them. Right. Yeah, I just loved them. It's just, just because, there's some truth in it, right? There's some truth based on fear, right? It's great. It's a great story, and when you look at it. But the other fact is that Arnie's just just crazy. He's just one of those characters as well. So preparing for the future of work, right? So there's learn digital skills. I think that's all part of it. I'll say you should learn coding, but if you got your kids who want to learn coding, it's great. I think coding is actually going as well, if you be honest with you. So if you think about back in the day when coding, when I started IT, coding was in its infancy, learning all those languages, those coding languages, and and once you learned them, you had such a great skill that you get paid pretty well for it, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have got AI generating code. So right. So now you don't even need. So half the people don't even need to be writing code anymore. Like they used to write thousands of lines of code. Now you've got AI that does it for you, and then you look at it, and then now all you have to do is that you get a coder, but he has to understand the code. The coder understands it, looks at it, and just rearranges it a bit, modifies it a bit, just doing everything like that. But most of it is written. So all the typing out and all that, right, days and hours and days of doing it. That's going to be gone, right? So data literacy, understanding data is a great skill that we should learn as well. So data literacy, understanding data, all right? So data, when I talk about data, analysis of data, how you analyze it, how to use it is best, and monetize it, all right? Focus on soft skills, definitely. As we talk about, soft skills is fundamental because we still need that human touch. We still need to be talking and articulating certain things, right? So creativity, we spoke about. Emotional intelligence. Now tell me about it. Let me tell you something. If you think AI is going to give you the emotional intelligence, no. It doesn't understand that. Right? So that's where emotional intelligence is a great thing to understand. So it's a great skill to have anyway, emotional intelligence. So the key is, stay adaptable, right? Be agile, right? And the lifelong learning is key. Absolutely 100%. Never ever feel that you stop learning. I had to get ready for AI. Explore free AI tools like ChatGPT, Canva AI. They're all there. They're free. Try it out. I use ChatGPT. It is great. It just helps I've got all the information. I use it in a way that I don't want it to do everything for me. I just go, right, I've got all this information. Please format it in or elaborate on it. Things like that. And it will. It's great. So based on the information you've given it, it's great like that. Even to the fact that you can even generate this, ChatGPT's got this, I don't know if anyone knows about it, called Sora, right? So you can generate, so basically you can type in something and say, give me a picture of a person, who's running, who's climbing a mountain, right? And it will give you a picture. And you say, actually, give me a cartoon type of a person doing that, climbing the picture, and with a sign saying, I've reached the mountaintop. It'll do it for you.
But can't Google already do that for you? When you speak to Google, I want this.
Yeah. I'm saying, No, I'm saying Sora can do it in a way. Google also, because I've used Google a lot for that as well. But Google just gives you so many, and you choose from. So sometimes I look at Google and I go, right, and give me that. But I've got so many to choose from. But not even that. Some of them are, also copyrighted as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, with ChatGPT, it doesn't do it. It's not copyrighted. So, yeah. So, keep up with tech news. Where is his power? Yep, that's another one. And then encourage kids to learn science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Right?
Yeah.
That should be just apart from all the other things that they really want to do. I think that should be the basics of what they should understand in order for them to be well skilled for when these things, the change in AI affects or how it affects their jobs. And not only that, it probably understanding how to use it to help their jobs as well. So they call it the STEM skills.
Yeah.
Next one, please. Embrace the change. That's why I love it. Embrace it, because you have to embrace change. I mean, we have to. It doesn't matter. It's not even just AI. Embrace change, because that is the constant.
Are you talking to Alex?
Are you breaking?
I think he is.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to yourself. You're embracing change too, aren't you? You're embracing it. I'm not just talking about AI. I said embrace the change, regardless of it AI or whatever. But Emma said that we got the fact of the matter is we all evolve. We all evolving all the time. That's no question. As human beings, we evolve. That's just constant history. Right?
Yeah.
So we have to embrace change. One thing is that, what do you do when there's a change? Are you going to let the change change what you do? I want to say change what you do, affect what you do, and then you look at it and go, I'm stuck. I don't really want to, I don't want to be doing this, blah blah blah. And you're stuck. No, you're gonna say to yourself, okay, I'm going to embrace this change. I'm going to see how I can benefit from this, right? How it's going to help me, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? That's it. So
Gabs, would you say overall? I know you're not finished yet doing the presentation, but would you say overall, in your opinion, AI is a good thing? It's probably 50-50, or it's something that can that we can utilize to have I don't know, a better life. I embrace change, but not when it comes to the point where it could threaten what it means to be a human being. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking we need to be prepared to have more free time in our lifetime. Yeah, automated, you can actually
more free time. So if this gives you more free time, would you be happy with it? There you go. That's embracing. It is embracing change. What I think is we have to be very careful is there's, as I mentioned, there's bad operators out there. I think with anything with technology, it was the same with the internet. When we had the internet, now everyone's using the internet, right? But back in the day, everyone was fearing internet because back in there was bad operators out there using the internet for for scams or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying it's still there now, but there's more protection around it now. But that's when there's same thing with this is going to be, now there's bad operators out there, especially with technology, when it's just in that, more or less, as I said, it's becoming more, it's just out of its infancy and it's becoming more of a mainstream. There's going to be bad operators out there, which actually, as we know, when it's the bad news of something, people tend to gravitate towards it. And then the fear.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at it and I go, right, you have to understand, if you really read about it and understand it, there are good things that we can do, we can use AI for. And that's where I look at it. I've seen the good things it can do. Yep. And I see, as I said, it's the bad things it can do is based on human beings. That's all it is. Not you can't blame, they go, oh, it's just AI. AI's bad, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? No, it's the human beings, the bad human beings using the AI to make it bad. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So so AI is a tool, not a threat. If we understand it, those who adapt will thrive in the new economy. Think of AI as a partner to help solve big challenges. That's it. Think about the partner, right? And then you live in harmony.
That should be Alex hands in there.
I should put 3 hands in there, innit?
Thank you, Ricardo, man.
I know what you mean, Alex. And this is an amazing topics, and it's just something quite important, which is basically it's not about AI, it's about how people utilize it. I mean, but we have to say, I mean, it's moving fast. I mean, some crazy things that you could do in a good way, but it's how it's gonna be coming down to how we're gonna utilize it, how we gonna get the good things out of that, and how bad we're gonna use it.
It's knowing how to use it, and if you make it your, and I'll be honest with you, you make it your friend and your assistant. You can make it your assistant to help you with certain things. I think it'll make your life a lot easier. I think and that's how you got to look at it. Yeah.
But even if it's going to be a threat to your way of life, and I would say your way of life, I mean from a work sense. So if your boss is saying, actually, you're not Ricardo, the job you've been doing for the last 20 years, we've got this system, it's going to be replacing you. How would you feel about that, Ricardo?
No, but of course I'm gonna feel bad. It's gonna be fun up. But again, as I mentioned before, it's about how we're gonna use it. There's gonna be a lot. This is something that we can't avoid. It's inevitable. It's gonna be a lot of that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of that.
My wife, my wife, no doubt. So my wife, she's in HR. So she just told me today she's gonna there's about she has to do some redundancies. She has to do some redundancy interviews, right? I said, well, I said to her, yes, because your systems are all being automated, aren't they? Yeah. She says yes, because we're all based in automation.
Yeah,
that is just going on. A lot of people are losing their jobs, and let me tell you something. As they're losing their jobs, she's the one who's getting them emotional. Like some of them are crying. She hears it. She's dealing with that. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't mind change, but if it's going to be a threat to, you know, the human state, then I think, well, there has to be a gatekeeper. You know, it's good about, you know, using it to better your life, but if it's going to be a threat to your life, then maybe we need more gatekeepers. There's been just a couple of questions. I know I've just been noticed that we've gone over the hour mark. Do you currently use AI? I think we've already answered that question.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And also got someone
ChatGPT, Zora.
Yeah.
We use it in our, you know, I use it on my, you know, in my car. Yeah.
Yeah, we're already using it. Yeah. Okay, I believe we have come to an end. I'm not sure if anyone's going to call. Again, if you are just looking at, whoops, what am I doing? This podcast, you want to call in, a quick shout out for the next couple of minutes before we wrap up the show. The number is +44 7949 360 741. We've already integrated WhatsApp on the podcast.
Hey.
Technology.
Yeah.
Woo.
You gonna integrate AI in it, no?
Yeah, Gabs. Yeah.
He's embracing it. He's embracing it.
I'm trying, man. Not a little bit at a time, man. A little bit at a time. I don't feel like I'm about the frogs being slowly boiled in hot water and they don't realize it and they're dead. But I'll embrace it a little bit a little bit, not too much.
That's right. That's it. Embrace it, but you don't go for the Big Bang approach.
Yeah, the Big Bang. Right. All right. So next week there is no show because I'm going to be on my holidays, sunning it with my wife, some on a Greek island.
Nice.
But we will be back the following Saturday. But yeah, you know what? The podcast is going from strength to strength. I have seen the voting numbers. I'm not going to disclose it to Gabriel or Ricardo just yet in regards to what we're going to rename the podcast. And if you wanted a reminder, these were the names that we were thinking of. So Think It, Build It, Success Frequency, Mind Over Money, and Fortunes of the Mind. So there's still time to vote. I think what I'm going to do when I'm back from my holidays, by that time I would have spoken to Ricardo and Gabriel, and would have gone through the numbers, and we would have decided and announced which is going to be the new name for the podcast. And for that, I won't need AI. I can do that myself. I can even switch on the light and off the light myself. None of this Alexa, light off.
Oh, that was explained to you, Gabriel. And to me.
It's flashing.
Oh dear. All right, so nobody's calling in as far as I can see, which leads me to believe that we're going to end this podcast. Ricardo, you know, it's always a pleasure having you on the podcast, man. Always a pleasure, brother. Yeah,
always a pleasure to be here with you guys, and another amazing podcast. The topics couldn't be even better, and your company, you both, it will make this podcast amazing. So
thank you for that, Ricardo. Thank you for that. And Gabriel, as always, the professionalism with the slides and you know the presentation. You know so much, brother, man. You know so much. So I'm proud to say that you're my brother. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Alex, I'm a brother too, eh?
Oh yeah. Sorry, man. I forgot, man.
Oh man.
Oh, dear me. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna call this podcast to an end. Like I said, there will be no show next week. Saturday, we will be back the following Saturday. But you know, send us a message and let us know your thoughts about the podcast, how you think you would like, what kind of content you would like to see on the podcast to be discussed. We did have a discussion actually last week that we don't want it to be all about money and then investing. No, life's not only about that. Life's about, again, you know, automation, you know, leisure time and all those things there. So if you yourself do have other ideas about topics you would like us to talk about, again, the email is in the description box, and we'll talk about it. We'll think about it. We won't be speaking to AI about it, but we will talk about it. Anyway, guys, Ricardo, have a graceful weekend and peaceful weekend. Say hello to Malika from us on the podcast. And Gable, to you as well. Say hello to your family, your wife, and your 2 sons, who are like almost 7 foot tall, I believe. Very, very tall. and that is it, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend, and be kind to each other, including AI. See you later. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.